But being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, and I'm telling him, look, you're going to put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there. You got Craig Mack in there. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs?
The music industry has long been a place where ambition meets danger. And few stories highlight that more sharply than Usher's. Behind the glitz and chart-topping hits lies a history of pain, manipulation, and the relentless chase for fame. Usher's early years, shaped by industry camps and high-pressure environments, reveal how easily young talent can be molded, used, and left with scars that outlast success. His journey exposes a system that often values profit over people, spotlight over safety. It's a haunting reminder that fame always carries a price, and too often, it's the young who pay it.
Because they tried to push me out. They didn't want me in. They would actually say, you know, you're too close to the project. No, I'm not. Because remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now, that was a business decision right there. Because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
How old was he?
Usher was 15. He lost his voice.
Physically or just?
You know, puberty. He's growing. And he lost his voice. So he lost his range. So the record company felt like, okay, this is not a great investment. So Puffy was there. And I will never forget it. We had this conversation and he said, you're going to have to trust me. That was really, really a hard decision.
Usher's rise began early, guided by his determined mother and fueled by raw talent that caught the attention of L.A. Reid, the same powerhouse who would later discover Justin Bieber. But just as his dreams began to take shape, a sudden vocal setback nearly derailed everything. It was then that Diddy entered the picture, offering mentorship and even inviting the young singer to live with him for career development. The decision, made with hopes of success, raised eyebrows, sending a teenage Usher into an adult world with little oversight. What seemed like an opportunity soon became a cautionary tale about the blurred lines, pressure, and hidden dangers that often surround young stars chasing fame.
New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Rumors later surfaced of a disturbing incident during Usher's stay with Diddy, one that allegedly ended with the young star being rushed to the hospital. Though the details were never fully confirmed, whispers within the industry painted a troubling picture of what might have happened behind closed doors. Insiders spoke cautiously of a young artist under Diddy's care who needed medical attention after a mysterious ordeal. Whether fact or speculation, the reports deepened long-standing fears about how vulnerable young performers can be in an industry that often shields its power players while leaving its rising talent. See, exposed.
And people know that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right.
As the years went on, Usher's connection to Diddy remained a subject of heavy scrutiny. Old interviews and resurfaced clips began to reignite public curiosity, especially one where Diddy made odd remarks about their time living together at what he called the flavor camp, his comments casual yet unsettling about waking up alongside a teenage. Usher left many questioning the boundaries and oversight during that period. What was meant to be mentorship appeared far more complex, sparking renewed debate about why a young performer was placed in such an environment and how easily the lines between guidance and exploitation can blur in the pursuit of stardom.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing some. They may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear,
bro? You know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, "Yo, I don't f with that dude." And at the time, I didn't even know who the f Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when people say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent her to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. Oh, I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard it, and that's what happened.
Years later, Usher's career was shaken by public controversy as legal disputes surfaced in 2012, revealing accusations of personal misconduct that led to settlements exceeding $1 million. The revelations reignited a broader conversation about the darker side of fame, how young artists, molded by pressure and exposed to exploitation early on, often carry unseen trauma into adulthood. For many, Usher's situation wasn't just about one case. It was a reflection of how the industry's lack of protection and genuine mentorship can leave lasting scars on those who rise to fast too young.
I want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close to the bed. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early.
Usher has always kept his private life, including his sexuality, out of public discussion, a personal boundary that deserves respect. Yet speculation has followed him, fueled by his long associations with controversial figures within the industry. One such moment came when actor Orlando Brown made sensational claims involving both Usher and Diddy, reigniting public curiosity about Usher's early experiences in the spotlight. While none of these stories have been confirmed, they highlight how fame often invites endless scrutiny, blurring the line between truth, rumor, and the pressure of living under a microscope.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker try to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence
Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher.
Well, some documents have leaked about Usher. They were obtained by Radar Online. And apparently back in 2009 or 2010, he had contracted herpes and passed it on to a celebrity stylist having unprotected sex with her. He had to pay $1.1 million to that woman for severe emotional distress. And he also covered her medical bills. That case was settled back in 2012. Now, allegedly, there was a greenish discharge from his penis.
Whoa, that's a booger. You can get penis boogers? I didn't know that.
He said he went to the doctor. He was cleared of any STDs. So the woman went on and continued. Now, if I notice a greenish discharge oozing out of your penis,
This ain't Nickelodeon.
I don't know that I would
That ain't
continue.
slime.
What you gonna say?
I know all these kids playing with slime nowadays, but no.
I don't care who you are, okay?
Nothing green supposed to be coming out your penis.
Nah, not at all.
That's not how this works.
Nope.
Yellow comes out my penis, and
Years later, the cycle seemed to come full circle when Usher began mentoring young talent in the same industry that had once molded and tested him. In 2008, when a 13-year-old Justin Bieber was signed under L.A. Reid, Usher took him under his wing, guiding his early career. But as Bieber was introduced to some of the same powerful figures, including Diddy, unsettling parallels emerged. Reports suggested Bieber spent time under Diddy's supervision without consistent parental oversight, echoing Usher's own youth. The similarities reignited public concern, leaving many to wonder if the industry had learned anything or if history was quietly repeating itself behind closed doors.
Also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
Wow. I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful face. All right.
In later interviews and podcast appearances, Usher's remarks about Justin Bieber stirred unease among audiences, with many feeling the conversations crossed a line considering Bieber's young age at the time. The tone of those discussions raised broader concerns about how lightly sensitive subjects involving minors were treated within the entertainment world. Once again, it underscored a troubling pattern of casual disregard for boundaries and the ongoing failure to safeguard young performers who are often left unprotected in an industry driven more by publicity than principle.
And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest.
You met Justin Bieber. This kid comes up to you. He's not Justin Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you.
It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's. I said, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
And I don't want to keep him waiting. Let's just do this the right way.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, there were a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room
We
somewhere.
were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing.
When all these pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis when people come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of manager he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private part.
Justin once idolized Usher and admired Diddy, seeing them as mentors who shaped his rise to fame. But as he matured, that admiration turned into quiet disillusionment. In a heartfelt Apple Music interview, Justin became emotional while reflecting on his turbulent youth and the pressures that came with global fame at such a young age. Fighting back tears, he spoke not of blame, but of hope, his desire to see a safer, more supportive industry for the next generation. His words carried the weight of experience, a plea to protect young artists from the same pain he once endured.
Just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark, but I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully learn from it.
Well, for me, music comes from somewhere.
Right.
Maybe it comes from this youthful naivety and this desire to escape something. And then you get out there in front of the world, and then it comes from a place of wanting more of it.
Yeah. I mean, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, I just want people to understand, the psychology behind why I potentially could have problems in my life. So, yeah, thank you for being here and helping me tell that story. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important your story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing, and I want people to take a look at my story, and hopefully my words can make a difference.
Would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer, Justin Bieber.
I have little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay, imagine that wasn't a problem.
I got believe. Get that off of there. Hey, this is a brand new.
Has your mom given you the sex talk yet? I mean, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother. Yeah. I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really? See, my parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
That last one is really just the sickest, asking a young teenage boy whether or not he's had the sex talk. Like, he's doing a media hit on a radio, and she's asking him as one of the questions, like, have you had the sex talk? This is Hollywood for you.
Many fans believe Usher's role in Justin Bieber's early career left emotional marks that took years to surface. Justin himself has acknowledged that parts of his upbringing in the spotlight were deeply harmful, and as time passed, the bond between the two faded. What once looked like a mentor-protege relationship slowly fractured. Justin unfollowed Usher on social media and notably declined to appear alongside him during a major Super Bowl performance. These choices spoke louder than words, revealing the quiet distance and long emotional recovery Justin has endured while reclaiming control over his own story.
No. Do you know an individual entertainer by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeKalb? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you'd asked me.
She's gonna let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory.
Is it true that Usher was very instrumental
I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Something happened in the background and people started noticing some things last year. In 2024, you guys will remember that Usher was tapped to perform at the Super Bowl. And people therefore assumed, because usually when you are tapped to perform the Super Bowl, you bring in all your hits, you call up all your homies. There's all of these guest surprises of people jumping on stage, and it's a trip down memory lane. So everyone was really hyped and assuming that Justin Bieber would be on the stage with him, especially because Justin Bieber went to this Super Bowl. So the signs were there. But then news began breaking that actually, no, Justin Bieber had snubbed him, that he had turned down Usher. People were wondering if this was true or just, usual rumor mill in the media. But then Usher confirmed it on The Breakfast Club. Kind of seemed like he was trying to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, that here I am, the mentor, and he turned me down. Here is what Usher said explaining that on The Breakfast Club.
Why didn't things work out with Justin Bieber?
You know what? They did work out with Justin. I honored and recognized that my brother, I think that it might have been the fact that he was just, wanting to tell a different story right now. There's no love lost or anything like that.
Seems like he's struggling to find words there, doesn't it? He's saying, I think that maybe he's just trying to write a different story. What does that mean? I think that. You've been his mentor for decades. Shouldn't you know that? Almost decades, right? Shouldn't you know the reason why he didn't want to perform with you? Saying that he's trying to write a different story. What does that mean?
It means Justin wasn't just failed by the industry. He was failed by those closest to him too. Even his parents, the people meant to shield him, often stood by as the pressures of fame consumed him. On stage and in the media, moments of pain were packaged as entertainment, his breakdowns treated like headlines instead of cries for help. The world laughed when it should have listened. Behind the fame and fortune was a teenager overwhelmed by adults more focused on profit and image than his well-being. What Justin needed was protection and empathy, but what he got was exploitation disguised as success.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. they're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Welcome to the family, John.
Usher was once seen as the mentor who would guide and protect Justin through the chaos of fame, but many now believe he unknowingly led him into the same dangerous cycle he once endured himself. As time passed, discussions grew louder about the deep-rooted power structures within the music industry. Groups and individuals whose unchecked influence shapes young artists' lives behind the scenes. The question remains, how many more rising stars must face exploitation, pressure, and emotional damage before the system built on control and silence is finally confronted?
Do I believe there's people behind the scenes that are homosexuals that are pushing buttons? Yes. And that they want you to be down with their in order to push the button for you? Absolutely. And this is part of it. You just saw one of the gay mafia members. That's who he is. That's who Puffy is. He's one of the members of the mob. He's a mafia member. But he might not be Don Carl. He's not the Godfather. You see? He's not the Godfather. He's one of the heads of the families. You see? We got different families in this fucking thing. We got Bad Boy. We got fucking what do we have? Death Row over here. We have the different we got fucking Arista Records and The Face. These are the fucking families in the mafia. You dig? Those record companies are like,
this guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He lucky that God given him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, then have to go to hell and face that shit. He got a chance to repent now, change his life.
You mentioned minors, you know, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of like suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and you know they're making a lot of allegations.
Mm-hmm. Same way they made allegations about Usher when Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why? There's reasons behind all this. So, where there's smoke, there's fire, Cam. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, Justin, he's been real quiet about this. I mean, I think like a lot of the other celebrities.
I was reading some, Cam, and the kid say after he went to Diddy camp, he started using drugs so heavy and was smashed every day. What would cause a kid who wanted to be an artist in the music business all of a sudden to start getting high and drinking and drugging, popping pills and smoking? What would cause a kid to do that?
I mean, usually trauma.
Rumors continue to swirl about alleged recordings that could expose damaging details involving Usher, Justin, and Diddy. Reports claim legal teams are preparing for potential evidence that may soon emerge in court footage said to hold the power to upend some of the industry's biggest names. With proceedings only weeks away, Diddy's lawyers have already moved to suppress materials seized during recent raids on his mansion, fueling intense speculation. The question now isn't just what's on those tapes, but whether the truth, once buried beneath fame and influence, is finally about to surface.